In a world that often feels like a constant whirlwind, the energy we carry is one of the few things we can truly control. It's not just about the energy that fuels our actions or thoughts, but a deeper, more intangible force that courses through us, shaping our experiences and perceptions. But have you ever noticed how some people can drain this vital energy? How certain interactions leave you feeling exhausted, unsettled, or even emotionally depleted? Toxic people are the unseen force in our lives. Individuals who, knowingly or unknowingly, sap our emotional, mental, and sometimes even physical energy. They thrive on chaos, manipulation, or negativity, creating an environment that makes us feel less than our true selves. These people may come in the form of coworkers, family members, friends, or even strangers. But regardless of their identity, their impact is real and their energy is contagious. Protecting your energy from toxic individuals is not just about avoiding them. It's about fortifying your own spirit, mind, and heart. It's a journey of self-awareness, resilience, and empowerment, a process that allows you to preserve the essence of who you are. Today, we will explore the wisdom and tools to help you guard your energy, create healthy boundaries, and rise above the toxicity that seeks to disrupt your peace. Imagine for a moment, you are surrounded by a peaceful landscape. The sun is setting, and a gentle breeze stirs the air. You feel content, balanced, and grounded. But then, out of nowhere, someone enters this serene space. An energy vampire, if you will. This person does not come with an open heart or a kind word. Instead, they bring with them an aura of negativity, neediness, or bitterness. Slowly, without you even realizing it, your peace starts to fade. You feel drained, your thoughts become muddled, and your once calm demeanor begins to crack. This is the subtle art of energy theft. It doesn't always come in obvious forms. Toxic people don't always scream or create overt conflicts. Sometimes their toxicity manifests in small, seemingly innocuous ways. The constant need for validation, the silent judgment, the emotional blackmail, or the relentless complaining. All of these forces erode your mental clarity and emotional stability, leaving you feeling like you're constantly on the defense. At the heart of this phenomenon lies an understanding that energy is not just a physical resource. It is emotional, spiritual, and mental. We give our energy in every interaction, whether it's a conversation, a shared experience, or even just being in someone's presence. Toxic people, however, are like black holes. They absorb energy, often without giving anything in return. And over time, this leaves us feeling empty, unmotivated, and disconnected from our true selves. Energy vampires come in many forms, and their tactics are as varied as their personalities. But one common thread runs through them all. They feed off your energy, your emotions, and your attention. Let's take a closer look at some of the ways these toxic individuals operate. The drama magnet is always at the center of chaos, constantly stirring the pot with their exaggerated problems or high-maintenance demands. They thrive on being the center of attention and can manipulate you into becoming embroiled in their emotional storms. Their every day is a crisis, and without realizing it, you may find yourself swept up in their turmoil, giving away your calm in exchange for their chaos. The victim mentality type is another energy thief. This person perpetually plays the victim, never taking responsibility for their actions or emotions. Instead of offering solutions or taking accountability, they constantly drain you with their complaints and passive-aggressive behavior. They may make you feel guilty for not offering them more support, even though their issues are often self-created. Then there's the narcissist. This person's world revolves around them, their needs, and their desires. They demand your energy and attention, yet offer little in return. They expect you to cater to their every whim, all while subtly undermining your sense of self-worth. Their charm is disarming at first, but over time, it becomes clear that your existence is merely a means to feed their ego. And of course, the energy drifter, those who simply sap the life force from a room without saying a word. These people don't always engage directly. They may not even speak much, but their presence alone creates an oppressive atmosphere. Whether through negativity, indifference, or unresolved tension, they subtly affect the energy of those around them, making you feel heavy or weighed down. Recognizing that someone is draining your energy can be challenging. It's often not something you can point to immediately, but a nagging feeling that something is off. You might find yourself leaving conversations feeling emotionally exhausted or feeling anxious in certain people's presence. But there are signs, signals that can help you identify toxic individuals before they completely deplete your spirit. One key sign is the emotional hangover. After spending time with someone, you may feel emotionally drained, as though you've been through an intense workout without having physically moved. Your mind might be cluttered, your heart heavy, and your thoughts scattered. This is often the result of someone else's energy bleeding into your own space. Another sign is the constant emotional up and down. Toxic people often create emotional roller coasters. One moment they are showering you with attention and affection, and the next they are distant or even hostile. This unpredictable behavior keeps you on edge, trying to anticipate their next move. It becomes exhausting to navigate these emotional extremes, leaving you feeling uncertain and unstable. Finally, there is the loss of personal power. When you're in the presence of a toxic person, you might feel like you lose yourself. Your opinions, desires, and boundaries become secondary to theirs. You start to feel as though your needs are insignificant, and you may begin questioning your own worth or value. This erosion of self is one of the most insidious ways that toxic people steal your energy, by undermining your connection to your own sense of self. So how do we protect ourselves from these energy thieves? The first step in creating a shield around our energy is cultivating an awareness of who and what we allow into our lives. This is a process of deep self-awareness and discernment, learning to recognize what nourishes us and what drains us. But it's not just about cutting out toxic individuals from your life, though that may be necessary at times. It's also about creating an energetic boundary, a form of spiritual protection that can help you maintain your peace in the face of external chaos. To do this, one must first learn to become rooted in their own energy. Grounding yourself is a powerful tool. This practice involves connecting with the earth, whether through physical activities like walking barefoot on the ground or through mindful breathing exercises. When you ground yourself, you establish a firm connection to your own center, which makes it harder for external energies to penetrate your space. Imagine yourself like a tree, deeply rooted in the earth, with a solid trunk that cannot be shaken by passing winds. Another technique is visualization. One method is imagining a protective light surrounding you, a bubble of energy that keeps you safe from external negativity. This visualization can help you maintain emotional distance from toxic individuals, allowing their words and behaviors to pass over you without affecting your inner calm. At the heart of energy protection lies the principle of self-awareness. When you are fully conscious of your emotional state, you can begin to notice when your energy is being drained. This awareness is key to stepping away from toxic influences before they take too much from you. With practice, you can begin to notice the early signs, when the energy feels off, when the person's presence leaves you feeling less than yourself, and take action before it's too late. Creating and maintaining boundaries is a central aspect of protecting your energy. The energy we radiate and absorb in our day-to-day interactions shapes our experiences and determines the quality of our lives. In a world full of distractions, demands, and negative influences, boundaries act as the unseen shield that preserves our vitality and emotional balance. Without them, it's all too easy to allow others to take more than they should and leave us feeling drained, disoriented, or emotionally exhausted. Toxic people, consciously or unconsciously, exploit the absence of boundaries to push against our emotional and mental limits, attempting to redefine what is acceptable and what is not. By failing to set clear limits, we open ourselves up to the subtle erosion of our energy, which over time can lead to burnout, resentment, and even a loss of self-identity. Boundaries are the invisible lines that safeguard our inner peace. They allow us to engage with the world without sacrificing our well-being. Creating boundaries is not an act of isolation or rejection, but a declaration of self-preservation, a way to protect your essence while still remaining open to healthy connections. These boundaries help us differentiate between the energy that nourishes us and the energy that depletes us. enabling us to make conscious choices about where we invest our time, emotions, and attention. When you establish boundaries, you are not closing yourself off to others. Rather, you are protecting the space that you need to thrive. These limits allow you to show up fully in your relationships, work, and life. By setting healthy boundaries, you're giving yourself permission to exist as you are, without the constant fear of being manipulated, drained, or overwhelmed by others' needs and demands. Establishing boundaries also provides you with the clarity to identify toxic behaviors early on, giving you the power to protect your energy before it is depleted. Creating boundaries is not always an easy task, especially when dealing with toxic individuals who may resist or challenge your efforts to protect yourself. These people are often experts at guilt-tripping, emotional manipulation, or playing the victim to make you feel responsible for their feelings. They may try to convince you that setting boundaries is selfish, cold, or unkind. But it's essential to understand that boundaries are not about creating distance from people who truly care for you or who respect your needs. Boundaries are about defining the limits of your emotional, mental, and physical space, ensuring that your energy is reserved for relationships that are reciprocal, nurturing, and aligned with your values. One of the core challenges of setting boundaries lies in overcoming the fear of rejection or confrontation. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that saying no or expressing our limits may lead to disapproval, conflict, or abandonment. But the truth is that true connection can only thrive when both parties honor each other's boundaries. By setting boundaries, you are teaching others how to treat you and establishing a foundation of respect and mutual understanding. It is not an act of aggression, but an invitation to engage with you on a level that acknowledges both your needs and theirs. Boundaries also serve as a powerful tool for self-awareness. When we create space between ourselves and toxic people, we are not only protecting our energy, but also affirming our right to exist authentically. We learn to trust our instincts, honor our emotional responses, and tune in to what feels right for us. With time, we become more adept at recognizing when our boundaries are being tested or violated, allowing us to take swift action to reclaim our peace. In relationships where emotional or psychological manipulation is common, setting boundaries becomes even more crucial. Toxic people will often try to blur the lines of respect, pushing against the limits you've set in subtle ways. They may try to gaslight you, making you question your reality or feelings. They may criticize your boundaries, labeling them as unreasonable or unrealistic. But remember that the only unreasonable boundary is the one that compromises your well-being. When you stand firm in your limits, you are asserting your right to protect your emotional, mental, and physical space. It is not only healthy, but necessary to push back against manipulation and to reinforce your boundaries as often as needed. Boundaries are not always about saying no. Sometimes they are about saying yes to yourself, saying yes to your right to take up space, saying yes to your right to feel safe, heard, and respected, saying yes to your right to prioritize your own needs without feeling guilty. Often we find ourselves in situations where we feel obligated to put others' needs before our own, especially when dealing with toxic people. However, in doing so, we neglect our own emotional health and create an imbalance in the relationship. When we make the conscious decision to honor our needs first, we are not being selfish. We are taking care of our emotional well-being so we can show up fully for others when we are able. The act of setting boundaries is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice. It's something that needs to be continually reinforced as you encounter new people and situations. It's important to remember that boundaries are fluid, and what works for you in one situation may need to be adjusted in another. They evolve as you grow and change, reflecting your shifting needs, desires, and values. For example, when you are navigating a new relationship or entering a new work environment, your boundaries might need to be clearer at the outset to prevent misunderstandings and protect your energy. As you become more comfortable in these settings, you might find that you can adjust your boundaries accordingly, keeping them in alignment with your personal growth. Even in long-established relationships, it's essential to reassess your boundaries from time to time. We often feel pressure to maintain the same boundaries we've set in the past, even if those boundaries no longer serve us. It's okay to change your limits as you grow and evolve, and it's important to communicate those changes with the people around you. Healthy relationships can withstand these shifts, as they are based on respect, trust, and a mutual understanding that both parties are entitled to protect their energy and peace. Over time, your boundaries will become a powerful tool for personal empowerment. As you begin to honor your own limits, you'll notice a shift in your overall sense of self-worth. You'll feel more confident, more secure, and more in control of your emotional landscape. No longer will you feel at the mercy of toxic people's demands or manipulations. Instead, you will navigate the world with a sense of clarity and strength, knowing that your energy is yours to protect. Ultimately, the act of establishing boundaries is an invitation to reclaim your inner peace and your personal power. It is a declaration that your time, energy, and emotional health are sacred, and you are worthy of relationships that honor and respect those boundaries. By setting clear limits and standing firm in them, you create the space for healthier, more balanced connections to flourish, allowing you to thrive in your fullest potential. Remember, you have the right to say no when necessary, and you have the responsibility to honor your own well-being. Your energy is your most precious resource. Treat it with the care and respect it deserves. One of the most profound and transformative tools for protecting your energy is the ability to let go. To release attachments to people, situations, or emotions that no longer serve you is not merely a choice. It is an act of liberation. It's an essential practice that allows you to reclaim your emotional space and embrace a life free from the clutches of toxic influences. Letting go is not about indifference, nor is it an excuse to avoid confrontation. It is an intentional release, an invitation to step into a higher state of peace, clarity, and freedom. For many, the concept of letting go may seem daunting, especially when it involves people or situations that have been a part of your life for a long time. The weight of attachment often clouds our judgment, making it difficult to see that holding on to things that drain us is preventing us from growing and healing. In these moments, letting go requires an immense amount of courage. It requires the bravery to face the discomfort that may arise when you detach yourself from something or someone. Detaching is not always immediate or easy. It is a gradual process that asks you to confront the fear, sadness, or guilt that may emerge when you let go. But it is through this discomfort that you find your true freedom. At its core, letting go is an act of self-care and trust. It is trusting that you deserve better relationships, better opportunities, and a better state of well-being. It is trusting that the universe will provide a path forward that aligns with your values and desires, even if that path involves difficult decisions. When we let go of toxic people, situations, or emotions, we clear the space for healthier, more nourishing relationships and experiences. The emotional weight that we release when we finally sever the ties to what drains us makes room for a renewed sense of vitality. When we release the grip of toxic energy, we allow our own energy to flow freely once again, unencumbered by the emotional baggage that once held us down. Letting go is not about ignoring or repressing feelings. It's about honoring the emotions you've experienced, but acknowledging that you are no longer willing to let those emotions define your present. It's about recognizing when holding on is doing more harm than good. For instance, when we hold on to relationships that consistently undermine us, relationships where we feel emotionally drained, disrespected, or manipulated, we are holding on to something that is actively preventing our personal growth and well-being. Even though these connections may have once been meaningful, or even though the person involved may have been a significant part of our lives, it becomes clear that holding on to them out of guilt or fear is counterproductive. By letting go, we make a statement to ourselves that we are worthy of being treated with the respect and care we deserve. Letting go also applies to our emotional attachments, the ones we hold to past experiences, mistakes, or failures. We often carry these emotional burdens with us, believing that they define who we are or that we must carry the weight of the past indefinitely. However, releasing these emotional burdens is essential for our own healing. Forgiveness, for instance, is a crucial part of the letting go process. Forgiving someone, whether they have wronged you or hurt you, is not about absolving them of their actions. It is about freeing yourself from the grip of their influence over your emotional energy. When we hold on to anger, resentment, or regret, we are tethering ourselves to negative emotions that cloud our present and future. Letting go of these emotions isn't just for the other person, it's for your own peace of mind. It is a way of breaking free from the emotional chains that keep you trapped in a cycle of pain. Sometimes, letting go is simply about disengaging emotionally from a situation that you cannot control. It may involve stepping away from environments or people that consistently drain your energy, even if they are not outwardly toxic but simply no longer aligned with who you are. This doesn't mean you are abandoning people. It means you are choosing to prioritize your emotional health over maintaining a connection that no longer serves you. It's an acknowledgement that not all relationships are meant to last forever, and it's okay to move on from those that no longer foster growth, mutual respect, or happiness. The process of letting go doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, often accompanied by moments of doubt or hesitation. There will be times when you question if you made the right decision, or whether you are being too harsh, but these are just signs that you are undergoing a shift, shifting from a place of fear and attachment to a place of strength and empowerment. You may find yourself grieving the loss of a relationship or situation, but that grief is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of healing. As you begin to release the ties that bind you to the past, you make space for the new experiences, new relationships, and new growth. The act of letting go also involves trusting in the process of life. Often, we hold on to things because we fear the unknown. We fear what will happen if we release the familiar, even if it is no longer serving us. But in letting go, you are allowing the natural flow of life to bring what is meant for you. You are acknowledging that holding on tightly to the past prevents you from embracing the possibilities of the present and future. When you let go, you make room for something better to enter your life. Ultimately, the power of letting go is one of the most profound tools for protecting your energy. It is an act of reclaiming your space, your peace, and your power. By releasing what no longer serves you, you open yourself up to new possibilities, new connections, and a renewed sense of clarity. Letting go is not an end. It is a new beginning, one where you step into your full potential, free from the weight of toxic attachments, ready to embrace the fullness of your life's journey. In the end, protecting your energy from toxic people is not just about warding off negativity. It is about embracing your own energy with awareness and love. It is about fortifying your spirit so that no external force, no matter how powerful, can steal your peace. By setting boundaries, practicing self-awareness, and learning to let go, you reclaim your energy and take back control of your life. When you stand strong in your own power, when you radiate with the light of your true self, toxic people no longer have the same hold over you. Your energy becomes a force of resilience, a beacon of strength, and a source of infinite possibilities. And as you protect your energy, you also protect your ability to live authentically, to connect deeply, and to create a life that is filled with peace, love, and purpose. Remember, your energy is sacred. Guard it well,